Hello everybody, glad you come to my channel again. I've got a lot of things that I need to share and I don't feel like I have a lot of time to do all this because I believe we're getting close to the end of time as we know it, because we're at our 6,000 year mark as God created. He gave us 7,000 years to get this right here on earth, and we didn't get it right. So anyway, man failed of governing their own selves. But anyway, I've done extensive research. I'm Travis Garrison, by the way. That's my name, is Travis Garrison. And I want to thank y'all for coming to my channel. And if you can, share this. America, the United States of America is, I've researched this for since 2012. I've researched everything and I've got a pretty good memory, so I remember things. I remember how I was raised and all that. But anyway, I'm going to get right to this, okay? God said that He would declare the end from the beginning. And this is these videos. My purpose is to wake up my area, especially my family and friends, and well, really the whole world, if they can get this video. But anyway, because most people in America have been lied to. And I remember as a child, I lived with my grandmother most of the time, and we went to every revival, every singing. She was pretty much a Pentecostal woman, so we would stay. Those revivals sometimes would last till 12 or 1 in the morning. But anyway, I would fall asleep on the pews, but I would listen to them preachers, and back then they taught you about heaven and taught you, about hell. They preached hell hot, and I would sit there and listen, and I kept, every time I'd hear one of those preachers, preach on how hot hell was going to be, I would say, Lord, I don't want to go there. God, I don't want to go there to that place. But anyway, I started that at like 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old. But anyway, I'm going to get right to this. God said He would declare the end from the beginning. And I've learned a lot of stuff. I'm not a scientist, or nothing like that. I'm just no country boy, likes to fish, hunt, used to anyway, till my kids started growing up. And I had 2 girls, and now I've got 4 grandchildren. But anyway, get right to this. God said He'd declare the end from the beginning. And if you can share this videos, most of it I'm just going to try to teach the basics of several things that I believe I've been showed. I don't hear voices like some people, God spoke to me this, that, and the other, I just have faith. I've always had faith. Ever since I was a little child, I had faith. Because for some reason in my heart, I knew there was a God, as a little child. And things would happen as a kid. I had supernatural things happening, they're supernatural now. Back then they wasn't to me, they wasn't really supernatural to me back then. There were a few things that was, but now I look back and I see God was with me every step I took. God was right there. I should have been dead a million times probably. But anyway, to learn the beginning from the end. I test everything, because God says test and prove everything that you can. And all this stuff you're hearing, you hear everything on the internet. You hear flat earth, circle earth, disc earth, all this kind of stuff. And anyway, this is the ancient Hebrew language. I'm going to try to, I may not can do it on this video because I'm going to try to keep my video short, but I'm going to try to show you how that I see the ending happening as the beginning. Because if y'all seen my videos, I've got stars and I've got fire, and in this fire you can see the atoms. This guy was clearing the brush over across my highway. He's cleaning up some land he bought, and he's burning all the stuff. And I walked around in front of the house and I seen this funny fire. My eyes just measure it differently than other people's. And I seen this funny fire, and I run, got my camera to record it. Well, if you watch that fire, you can see this is fire that I've recorded. And this is a star that I've recorded. And if you go watch them, well, they have rings kind of in them and stuff, you know, and you'll see a little indention looking things. I know it looks kind of like an inner tube mate, but this is they both, you can see they're atoms. You can see the atoms in that fire that I recorded. You can see the atoms in the atom and the star. They're just, you know, they're just bigger atoms and smaller atoms. I don't know how God does all that, but somehow, because we're made out of atoms. Everything is made out of atoms and particles, whatever they call them. But you'll see that in fire and in light. I've got a street light that looks like that. The atoms. It's showing me the atoms when I look at it. But anyway, this is a. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. This is an ancient Hebrew language, because I'm going back to the beginning of creation. That's where I think that God meant that I'll declare the end from the beginning. And I'm gonna, hopefully I can make it make sense the way I see it, because I believe I'm right, you know. I'm not right on everything, but I believe I'm right on this. Because of chemtrails and all this other stuff, you know, I mean, I question God daily about everything I see. But this is Hebrew language, and if you notice, God assigned a value to, these are pictographs, picture language. There's 22 pictures of God's first language. He assigned a number value to it, and if it didn't have a number value to it, nothing would work. I mean, because everything's made of math. I mean, later on I'm going to show you what I believe our earth is, and you'll see where these numbers come, how those numbers work, you know. The earth is almost like this, well, I better not get into that, but you'll see this is ancient Hebrew, and ancient Hebrew, here's how we've been deceived by our own schools and governments, is we do our ABCs, we read them from left to right, and they're all on one line. The first Hebrew was read from, starts at the bottom, and is read from right to left. And then you go up here and you read that line, you go up here and read that line, and then there's one pictograph on line by itself. There's 22 letters, 7 letters on each row. And then you've got the last letter, pictograph, is a cross. It's called a tab, or tab, or, you know, I mean, other people pronounce it different. But this right here shows you God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, all in this language. This shows you all of creation right here. This is how, when I get time to show you what I think, our earth is a torus field. It's powered by EMP, electromagnetic pulse energy. But anyway, I just want y'all to see, there's 7 letters on each line, then there's one at the top. There's a total of 22 pictographs. It's picture language. But anyway, I want you to see this, because it's going to matter in another video that I do, that you remember that these are numbered. And I've heard a lot of people on the internet, because I'm going to go do this thing called I misspelled that, but gematria, Hebrew gematria. But I'm going to go into a little bit about that later, because people deny that. But this goes with the gematria. It's Hebrew gematria. It's a calculator of these numbers. And when you learn that this is really real, this is how God. Now, when you go to this gematria, it will show you like Jesus Christ will equal, I think it's 8, 8, 8. Well, if there's a list of other phrases that match that, it's going to show them. But this one thing that I learned real fast, that this earth is magnetic. There's a positive and a negative. There's always a positive and a negative. I mean, in everything you do. But so you're going to see things that don't really match the name Jesus Christ in this, but it's going to it'll be the negative or the positive, because there's always going to be a counterfeit. One of these is a counterfeit, because Satan's always trying to counterfeit, God. But anyway, this is what I want to show you. Go watch my video of the fire and the star, and you'll see the atoms. And then just remember, these pictographs are numbered. They have God assigned a number value to them, and He had to have, because our globe has our Earth has a firmament, and that firmament is powered. I mean, we have to have power and energy to exist. So, and I'm going to kind of show you how that is, because when my eyes got awakened, I started seeing these atoms. And I see them around street lights, some street lights will be red, some will be white. The one at my house is, some nights it'll be a little bit red, and some nights it'll be white. And then there's a few nights it gets real red around mine, and I go out and pray, because I don't want them red atoms here, those particles here. There's a YouTube channel called Mr. BB333 or something like that. I was watching him about 2 or 3 years ago. He said there was a dust storm coming from the Sahara Desert over here, red dust, and they traveled 6,000 miles, crossed the ocean and all that, which I believe is possible, that's kind of possible, but I'm sitting there thinking, no, that's not dust from the Sahara Desert, that's the red dragon of Revelation 12. And people, that's why we have red skies sometimes, because those are particles. Those are a field of particles. But anyway, I'm going to end this video, because I'm just going to do a short one here, and kind of give you an idea, because I got a lot to try to get to teach to my family and the lost tribes of Israel, because I was told I was Indian all my life. I thought I was Indian. I thought I was a Gentile. And come to find out, I'm not. But anyway, thank y'all for coming to my video. I'm going to try to do more and more, sooner and sooner, so that, because I want people to wake up to who they really are. Our government has made slaves out of us, and I ain't no slave. I'm nearly 60 years old, but I still, they have no divine right to control me or you or anybody. They have no divine right by God. God put us here on this earth, and sure, He used a king and all that, to rule this earth, but they can't do it. Man can't do it, because they're too selfish and too greedy and too evil. They're just way too evil. So anyway, I want to get us broke loose. I want people to wake up to who they are, because their children and their children are going to suffer if they don't know who they are. Anyway, I'm going to end this video, and thank y'all for coming, and do a little research on the Hebrew. That's the beginning. That's the ending from the beginning, is this right here. And maybe in my next video I can explain it a little bit better, why I think that's the ending from the beginning, is because God ordered the angels, or spoke, for them to help terraform this earth, because it was void, it was empty, and they come and prepared it, terraformed our earth for us to live in. So anyway, and they're back, so that's what I'm saying, the ending's coming. But thank y'all for coming, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow night.